So let me tell y'all this real fast. Let me tell you how good God is, okay? So 2 years ago, I think, I got up here. It might have been a year ago, okay? That's how fast he worked. Anywho, I got up here and I was just telling y'all like a testimony about how I couldn't really afford to get like groceries and stuff. If it wasn't for Food Lion Shop and Earn, I wouldn't have been able to buy the things that I needed to make a meal for that day. So long story short, I didn't have no money. And I went to Food Lion. I only had like $5. I went to Food Lion. I got a little pack of meat, a starch, and a pack of frozen vegetables. And I didn't have enough money for it. But I put my number in. I got discouraged and I was like about to cry at the register because it's embarrassing, let's be honest. Well, for me it was. And then it's also humbling too. So that's why I'm not upset about the experience. I needed that. I put my phone number in and when I hit pay now, it went down. So I had like literally just enough money to pay for it. And I said, in that moment, I already knew God was with me. I was just like, Lord, I thank you. Because we didn't have no food at the house. My son wanted to eat out. I'm like, baby, we can't afford to eat out. But I could make you a meal that's going to feed us for 2 days, okay? So, anywho, after that, I continue to go through things, what life brings, trials and tribulations and hills and valleys. I continue to go through stuff because that's what life is. Okay, so back in January, my car broke down. And I had my car for a very long time. So I'm not, I'm like, this got to get fixed. So long story short, I put money into it. These guys that was fixing it didn't know what they were doing. So it was like a waste of money that I didn't even have. So I took it to the shop, got a diagnostics. So I got that. And he told me, he was like, you might as well just go ahead and get another car. And I'm like, another car? So anywho, I was on a hunt to look for another car. And the car market is crazy. Like when I got my old car, it was only $2,000. It was $1,999. They took $100 off because of something. That's how much I paid them people. And my car lasted for 7 years. We didn't took road trips in that car, all that stuff. Having to look for another car these days, it was crazy to me because you can't find no like $2,000 cars. The hoopties are like $7,000 now. And I'm like, hold on. So y'all just stay with me. I'm about to tell you how good God is. So I went to the dealership one time. I didn't see a car. And then this guy just came out of nowhere because we were leaving. They try to sell you a car. They would do whatever they got to do. They'll give you $500 off if you buy a car from them that day. Anywho, we were about to leave out. And he came running to me and he told me that this vehicle that just came in. So I was like, because I was already over it. So I went and looked at it. And I was like, when I seen it, I was like, this is mine. And he's still trying to persuade me. He's like, yeah, it got this feature. So I was like, calm down. I'm getting it. That's how calm I was because I'm like, I'm going to get this. It felt like mine. It felt like it was meant for me. So I already knew. I was stressing because I'm not used to a car payment. My car was paid off, so I'm not used to a car payment. I'm like, how am I going to afford this? How am I going to afford this? And if my mom get up here and tell the story, she'll tell you how stressed I was. I went to go pick the car up because they had to get detailed. And I told the girl, I'm like, listen, bring your manager up here, baby, because I'm about to turn these keys back in because, yeah, I don't want it because I was just that nervous. I don't like owing people nothing. So I was like, I can't afford this. I can't afford it. And my mom was like, girl, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. God gonna work it out. I'm like, girl, I cannot afford this. Where am I gonna get this extra money from? And not even do I just have a car note now. Rent went up. My car insurance went up. I have way more bills now. And I'm just like, how am I gonna afford this stuff? Pay for my son's sports stuff. Pay for this. Pay for that. It was just too much, okay? But let me tell you something. When God make them promises, baby, I'm telling you, you better believe them. I have the same income that I've been having for a few years. Remember 2 years ago when I was struggling and I couldn't afford the food? I had the same exact income. But now I have all these extra bills. And I told my mama the other day, I'm like, Ma, I got the same income. And I just thought about it. I said, God, you are just so good because just 2 years ago, I didn't even have all these bills. I couldn't afford to make no groceries. But then in today's world, with all these extra bills, God is looking out for me. Because you would really think that I have about 2 jobs. I tried to do the little part-time job thing. It was a lot going on. That's another story for another day. But let me tell you, God is just so great, and that's why I know I owe him everything. And I really do appreciate him for meeting me where I'm at, because I'm not perfect. But the fact is that he just continues to look out for me, and I'm just so grateful. Because I'm telling y'all, just 2 years ago, with the same income, with less bills, I couldn't afford nothing but my bills. Could barely afford food. And now I have all these extra bills. Everything that went up. Food that even went up. And I can still afford it. And then I still have some left over. And it's like, my God, you are wonderful. You are more than wonderful. Lord, I thank you. That God is real. And not saying that I don't still have my struggles financially. Sometimes, it depends on how I budget that month. But the thing is, the message is that when you are God's child, God will take care of you. When you believe in God, God will show you. All it takes is a mustard seed to believe. I had to really believe that it was going to work out so that I wouldn't stress myself out. And it worked out. God has worked it out. I keep saying this because I want y'all to understand that I literally have the same income. And I now have more bills. I have more bills now. But God has worked it out so much that I am not struggling. And even if I do, it's just like, is it a struggle? I'm just blessed. And child, do what you want with this information, but I'm just coming here to I'm just coming to give you my testimony and tell you how great God is. That's my experience. And I'm going to leave it at that.